assignment using your student learning guide. Please have with you the student learning guide, your sketchbook of examples, your value scale worksheet, all your supplies, your eraser, any drawing pencils, sharpener, cupcake liner, or cup to hold your shavings, and a blending stump, which is simply paper towels rolled up tightly. To start on now is we're going to be completing our value scale worksheet. Please make sure your name, first and last, is labeled along with your class period. I want you to apply your learned knowledge so far with your vocabulary words that are in your sketchbook, with your examples of blending with your pencil. Top of the page, like I said, is your value scale, where you want to shade dark at first, eventually getting lighter and lighter to a lighter value. Then I want you to shade your three-dimensional objects here of a cone, sphere, and cube with your shadow properly executed according to the light source, which we can tell where our light is coming from because of the shadow line. At the bottom of the worksheet is a value scale again without the line separations that are similar to at the top of the page. You want to start off with a drawing pencil and shade completely dark in the first box. My shading is picking up the grain of the wood table below, and that will not be any points deducted because you can't really have control over your surface below. You can try to put a book underneath, another piece of paper, a notebook, but at the very end I'm barely pushing down at all with my hand pressure to make sure I keep it very light. To clean up my edges, to make it easier for me, I'm going to turn my paper sideways. And that was accomplished. And it's just about a lot of tweaking, going back and forth to work to see. This should take you 10 to 15 minutes. You should not rush through it. Now, I'm going to save the sphere for last because that's pretty difficult. Spheres are hard. Cubes are easier and cones are next easiest. So what I'm going to do is go to my cube. Try to work on that one. Now I can see that the shadow's here, so this is going to be my darkest side. So there's my cube. Now my cone, my shadow is over here, so I know this is going to be darker, and my lightest area is coming from over here. The light's shining this way. On the right. So I want to use my blending stump to help smooth out any roughness. And then I can use my eraser shade. Notice how I'm holding my pencil. I've got to cover a large amount of space. So by holding my pencil differently, I can cover more surface area quicker. My eraser to get some lighter values at the top. I can use my blending stump. You can pause the video to catch up. And now working from dark to light is much easier than light to dark. Here I've got a large amount of surface again to cover. printing my paper so it best suits me. There's no rules saying you have to keep your paper a certain way. Pressure, so I can have a light value. And I am going to cover the entire rectangle. I'm not going to leave the end white. I'm going to go back in to make sure all my areas are covered.